Hello everyone, in today's video we will be solving the worksheets that you had over the week. So I would like for you to please have those worksheets in front of you, or if you didn't print them out, just have your answers in front of you so you can check which ones are correct. So um, let's start with this. It wants us to check if these equalities and this inequality, if they are true. So it says 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Is that correct? Let's see. Turn a meter into centimeters, I would have to times it by 100 because that's 2 steps down, as you can see in the ladder here. That's 2 steps down. So 1 times 100 would be indeed 100. Next, we have 2 meters into millimeters, and you can immediately see that this is wrong. Why? Because I had 2 here, and here I have 1. Now, as you've seen with the conversions we've done until now, the numbers don't really change. It's not that I might have a 4 on this side and then I have a 17 on the other. What changes is the decimal point, where the decimal point is, how many zeros, where are the zeros. That's what changes, but I can't have 2 and then turn it into 1. So here this is immediately wrong. You can spot that immediately. But if you wanted to do the conversion, you could have said that 2 meters into millimeters would mean 2 times 1,000 would give me 2,000. So again, false. This one you can also do immediately with no calculation. Why? Because the units of measurement are different, but the numbers are the same. So that means that I multiplied or divided this number with something, with 10, 100, or 1,000, and it stayed the same. How? That can't happen. So immediately this has to be false. If you wanted to do the conversion, you could have said centimeters into millimeters means a step down, so 6 times 10 would give me 60. Next up, we have a centimeter into millimeters. That's not as easy as the last two. We have to actually do this. So 1 step down from centimeters to millimeters. 1 step down means times 10. 1 times 10 would give me 10, which makes this false because it says 100. Here, to do this comparison, it says 1 meter is more than 2 centimeters. Now, you could think about this logically. Okay, you could try and make sense of it in your mind. So if you should have some idea of how much a meter is. It's about the height of a table, like where a table reaches. 2 centimeters is what you can see on this ruler. So you have some idea of how much 2 centimeters and how much 1 meter is. But if you didn't want to do it like that, you could actually do the conversion. Turn this into centimeters and then compare. So how many centimeters is this? Well, to go from meters to centimeters, I would have to times this by 100. So 1 times 100 would give me 100, which, yeah, is definitely more than 2. So this is true. Again, you could have thought about this, just some basic idea of how much a meter is and how much 2 centimeters are. If you remember that, oh, a meter is about the height of a table, and 1 centimeter, you can say, basically we've said it's how much the width of your pinky. So 2 of those is much less than the height of a table. But if you wanted to do it like this, where we actually did the conversion, you could have done it like that as well. That's perfectly fine. Now we have some conversions here. So let's get started. 3 meters into centimeters. So that's 2 steps down. 3 times 100 would give me 300. 2.4 centimeters into millimeters. That's 1 step down. So times 10 would make 24. 120 millimeters into centimeters means a step up. So I would have to do 120 divided by 10, which would give me 12. 32 decimeters into centimeters means I'm going a step down, so 32 times 10 makes 320. Next, we have 14.3 centimeters into millimeters, so that's a step down. 14.3 times 10 makes 143. Next, we have 56.7 millimeters into centimeters, so a step up, meaning 56.7 divided by 10, which would give me 5.67 centimeters. Now, I want you to pause the video and check the answers to see if you did them correctly, and then come back so that we can do the next worksheet. Okay, let's continue to the next one. Actually, sorry, I didn't give you time. I wasn't showing all the answers. Pause the video now, so that you can see all the answers. And let's go to the next one. Okay, here we have a couple of problems. Let's see. A water pipe under Buckingham Palace is 57.4 meters long. A water pipe under the White House is 36.9 meters long. What is the difference in the lengths of the two water pipes? So you might be thinking, okay, what do I need to do here? Immediately, this word, difference, should show you that, okay, I need to do subtraction. I need to subtract these two numbers, 57.4 and 36.9. But which number should I put on top? Should I put the 57.4 or the 36.9? Well, as we've said about subtraction, the bigger number needs to be on top. Otherwise, if I put 36.9 on top, that would be like trying to do 1 take away 5, which right now we cannot do. So we're going to put 57.4 take away 36.9. And I say 4 take away 9 can't be done, so I borrow, and I turn this into 14. Take away 9 makes 5. I return what I borrowed to the 6. It becomes 7. 7 take away 7 makes 0. 5 take away 3 makes 2. And the decimal point takes the elevator down to my result. That becomes 20.5. So my answer should be 20.5 meters. Next up. And you don't even need to do any conversions here. Next problem says, Zeb wants to make a long shoelace. He has a shoelace that is 32.5 centimeters long and another shoelace that is 75 centimeters longer than the first shoelace. How long would Zeb's shoelace be if he lined the two laces up end to end? Okay, so let's try to picture this, basically. He's got two shoelaces, right? Now the first one is, I'm going to make the first one, actually, a little smaller. And the second one, he says, is longer. So we're going to make that a little bigger. Now it tells us that the first one is 32.5 centimeters. 32.5 centimeters. And the second one is 75.5 centimeters longer. Careful, it doesn't say that this one is 75.5. It says that this one is 75.5 longer. What does that mean? That it's as much as this plus 75.5. So to give you an idea of what that means, let's make one shoelace blue. We'll make one shoelace blue. And we'll turn this blue as well. Okay. So this one's 32.5. The blue one is 32.5, okay? Now, what the problem is telling us, basically, is that the red shoelace is as much as the blue one plus 75.5. That means that this part, this first part here, before the line, so this part, 32.5, as much as the blue. And then this part after the line is another 75.5. Okay? And it wants to know how much the two shoelaces would be together. So I need to find how much this shoelace is by doing 32.5 and 75.5, and then I need to add another 32.5. So let's do that. I would do 75. Yeah, I'm going to move a little closer because this is getting a little difficult. 75.5 plus 32.5. So I say 5 and 5 makes 0. Makes 10, sorry, 0 carry 1. 5 and 2 makes 7, and another one that I carried over makes 8. 7 and 3 makes 10. I write the whole 10 because I have nothing left to add. And the decimal point takes the elevator downstairs, so my result is 108.0, or if I want to be completely correct, I would just write 108. Now, because I want to add another decimal number, 32.5, for the time being, I'm just going to leave it like this. And I'm going to go here and continue. I have to do 108 plus 32.5. So I have 108.0 plus 32.5. Great. 0 and 5 makes 5. 8 and 2 makes 10, so I write the 0, carry 1. 0 and 3 makes 3, and 1 that I carried over makes 4, and 1 alone. And the decimal point takes the elevator downstairs. So my result is 140.5. My result is 140.5. There you go. That's the second worksheet. Let's zoom in a little bit. I want you to check these two answers, make sure they're correct. And that'll be all for today. Weekend's coming, so do your homework. And I'll see you guys again on Monday. Bye. Have a good weekend.